Hey YouTube, welcome to a new video. I'm Philip Jacob and you're watching Metal Beings. On today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Mahindra XUV 700. So Mahindra says that this is the replacement of the XUV 500, but frankly speaking, this car is not a replacement. I would say it has grown double or triple more than a normal XUV 500. The car we have here today is with the electric blue, and let me go through the features for you. The headlight is a full LED system. It has a 3-box design. It has a high beam, low beam, and also a separate box down below, which is a booster lamp which activates only after 80 km/h speed. You get the high beam assist and also a sequential indicator incorporated into the headlamp and the tail lamp. And if you notice the bumpers, this bumper has an air dam incorporated into it, which means that air passes through it and reduces the turbulence inside the wheel arches, which in return increases the aerodynamic efficiency of the car. And while checking out the grills, you notice the twin peak logo of the Mahindra, which is a new design which is incorporated for the first time in the XUV 700. Here onwards in all the commercial cars, you will be noticing this logo coming up on the cars. And if you have a keen eye for detail, you will be able to notice that the flow lines on the bonnet match with the grills of the car, and that is for the aerodynamics. The car comes with the fog lamps too. And right now, while checking the side profile of the car, for the wheel arches, you will be able to notice the black color body cladding. You also get 18-inch alloy wheels on this car. And as a standard on all the variants, you will be getting disc brakes on the XUV 700. And while checking out the mirrors, you get the body colored mirrors with the black also on the bottom. You have the indicators incorporated into them too. And if you go in detail, you'll be able to notice a camera underneath that. So this car also comes with a 360-degree camera setup, which is very intuitive and easy to access also. You get the brushed aluminum finishing for the window outlinings and this super cool Lamborghini design kind of a handle which is used to open and close the doors. I really love that part of this car. It's only when you come at so far from the car, you'll be able to notice a little bit of a XUV 500 design carrying out, but in the front or at the back, the car looks absolutely different from the current XUV 500. And while checking out the roof, you'll be able to notice a shark fin antenna, a panoramic sunroof, and the roof rails which are in the brushed aluminum finishing which matches the window outlinings too. And while checking the rear portion of the car, the tail lamps are designed in kind of a arrowhead. The tail lamp unit is completely LEDs again. You get the new Mahindra logo at the back with the XUV 700 badging and the AX7 badging, the variant which we are checking out. While checking out the boot with a press of a button, we need to pull it. It's not an active tailgate. And you'll be able to notice that this one is a 7-seater and you have a very small amount of space at the back, but you can increase it by folding down the rear seats. And as you can notice, it goes completely flat down and you have a lot of space if you're just traveling with 5 people. And there's a lot of practical things also out over here. You have hooks. And at the same time, if you notice a little bit more deeper, you will be able to notice for the third row passenger, you have cup holders, the airflow controller, and also an AC vent out over here. A very practical space and also a very spacious car also, I must say. And while checking the rear left portion of the car, you notice the aerodynamics logo mentioned just above the tail lamps. And once you open the fuel flap, you'll be able to notice this being a diesel also has an AdBlue tank within it. So this, as we know, complies with the BS6 norms, which is being functional right now. The car is built so well, you will not notice that this car has been also gone through some weight reduction, so the car has a lot of performance also. The car is said to have the stability control programs, which again increases the efficiency of the performance, especially while taking in corners, and this being an SUV, it needs it absolutely. And for the spare wheel is mounted underneath the chassis of the car, as you can notice, and you also get a peek of how well engineered the under chassis of this car is. I absolutely love the way how this car has been engineered. And for the engine, the car comes with two options, which is a petrol and a diesel. On the petrol, you get the M Stallion engine, which produces 200 PS and 380 Newton meters of torque. And while checking out the diesel, you get the M Hawk engine, which is again of two options, which is 155 PS and the other one which produces 185 PS. The 155 PS produces 360 Newton meters of torque, whereas the 185 PS produces 420 Newton meters of torque. Both the diesel and petrol engines are coupled to a 6-speed transmission. The 6-speed transmission could be a manual or an automatic depending upon the variant you're choosing. So now let's go into the car and check the interior characteristics of the car. And yes, again, I just can't get enough with these smart handles on the doors. Just before we get in, I just want to show you that this car comes with lumbar support for the seats, which is manual, so you'll have to rotate it clockwise or anti-clockwise for it to come further and go back. This gives a lot of support for your lower backs. So right now we are seated inside the XUV 700, and as you can notice, you get a multifunctional steering wheel with leather wrapped around it. Left hand side and right hand side, you have various controls. The instrument cluster is a digital instrument cluster, and this is a widescreen cockpit. So as you can notice, the main screen and the instrument cluster is in one finish. You have various functions in them. It has the autonomous driving, you have wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and even Alexa incorporated into it. So the Alexa can do various functions for you. So while checking out on the doors, you have the electronic control for the seats, you have 3 memory functions, you have the wooden finish and a lot of black chrome and leather finish also going on the door pads. You get a very luxurious feel sitting inside this car. The car also comes with a Sony 3D surround speaker system, which comprises of 12 speakers on the whole, which comes in the top end model. Obviously the lower variants, it varies. And for the air conditioning, you get dual zone air conditioning system. You get the controls down below and various buttons for the hazard and other features. You get a wireless charging pad with 2 other power sources also. You get an electronic handbrake, you get auto hold feature, and also the controller for the main display. It's a rotatory knob, which is very easy and intuitive to use. You also get a cubby hole just below a sliding handrest, which is very comfortable. The seats come with leatherite and they give a lot of support for you while seated in the driver or in the co-passenger's seat. So right now let's go and check out the rear seats. So right now we are seated at the rear of the XUV 700, and I have to say this car comes with a lot of space at the second row seats. I have ample amount of legroom, headroom and shoulder room too. 3 people can sit here very comfortably. And while folding down the armrest, I have 2 cup holders, and it gives a very good support for my hands too. You get AC vents at the back with a power source and a small place wherein you can keep in your mobile phones. The trims follow from the front to the rear, which gives a very good look at the rear doors too. The luxurious feel you get inside this cabin is absolutely immense. You also get a panoramic sunroof, which the front half opens completely and gives a lot of roominess into the cabin. It's not just about luxury and the looks, it is also safe. You get 7 airbags on the whole. You get the driver and co-passenger, you get shoulder airbags, curtain airbags, and also a knee airbag for the driver. And now to enter the rear third row seats, all I need to do is fold down the second row, which is possible only from the co-passenger side. I have to squeeze myself inside and sit in the third seat. It's pretty easy. I just need to snug in myself over here. I'm a 6-footer. I can just fit in It is not very comfortable, I can say, but people with shorter stature or children can be really comfortable out over here. As shown before, I have AC controller, AC vents, a cup holder at the back too. It's a pretty practical space at the back over here, but I would surely suggest you to send in your children alone in the third seats, because for adults it may be a little bit tight. The car is a total package. It has loads and loads of features. For example, the autonomous driving itself is one of the best of its class. And one of my favorite feature is something which I want to say is the inbuilt dash cam. The car also comes with an inbuilt dash cam which saves the footage into the system, and it is absolutely amazing. The car is a total package of luxury, driving dynamics, and the latest features. So that's it from me, guys, on the XUV 700. I hope you like the review. Please do like, share and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later in another video with another car. Until then, goodbye.